With only one body part, the police discovered the truth about the case of a girl whose body was dismembered and thrown into the river, drifting hundreds of kilometers in 2014. On the afternoon of June 14th, 2014, the police of Yibin City, Sichuan province, received a report of discovering human body parts floating in the Yangtze River, passing through Namkai district. After picking it up, police confirmed it was a left foot. Forensic examinations showed that the foot was cut after the victim's death, ruling out the possibility of being blown off by a ship's propeller or by amputation surgery. The police determined that this could be a murder, so they took a DNA sample from the victim to compare with the data file to find his identity. But this job took a lot of time. Currently, the police only know that the deceased is an adult woman with a height of no more than 1.6 m. The foot was badly decomposed, had been soaked in water for 1 to 2 months, and had probably drifted a very long distance on the Yangtze River, making it almost impossible to determine the original drop point. More than 10 kilometers upstream from the scene where the feet were discovered is the intersection of the Kim Sa and Man rivers, and there are many tributaries. At this time, the flood season is coming. The dams upstream are opening their water discharge gates. The police cannot determine the scope of the body's disposal. Examination of the bone age of the foot showed that the victim was about 40 years old. Police sifted through information about missing women from many localities in the upper Yangtze River region, eventually finding more than 10 people matching the victim's characteristics. The police spent more than half a month going to different places to verify each missing person, but there were no results. On June 27th, the Evidence Examination Center said that the victim's DNA matched the DNA of a woman named Than Yen. Yen's DNA information was stored in a database after being arrested by police in 2013 during a raid on a prostitution den in Wenjiang District, Chengdu. Among the missing people the police are investigating is also a woman named Than Yen. Her husband, Truong Thiet, from Dat Chau City, reported his wife missing since May 29th. After verification, the victim was Than Yen. Through investigation, the relationship between Yen and her husband was very tense. Yen moved to Chengdu alone a few years ago, not only working as a prostitute, but also having ambiguous relationships with many men at the same time. Thiet discovered what his wife did and left many harsh messages online. Police believe that Thiet has serious violent tendencies and has a clear motive for murder. According to the investigation, Thiet withdrew all the money from Yen's bank card on May 26th, which further increased suspicion towards him. When they went to Yen's boarding house in Chengdu to look for clues, the police discovered that the room had been completely repainted and found no suspicious traces. Besides the homeowner, the only person who can enter Yen's room is her husband. However, the police discovered that Thiet was not in Chengdu at the time of Yen's disappearance. He told the police that his family needed money urgently but could not contact his wife, so he went to the motel to look for her. Thiet couldn't find his wife, so he took Yen's bank card to withdraw money. A few days later, he still didn't see her home, so he worried and reported her missing. Thiet was removed from the list of suspects. The landlord said that after Yen suddenly left, the lease contract also expired. Because Yen rarely cleans, the room is very messy and dirty. In order not to affect the next tenant, the landlord repainted the room. Yen's boarding house was determined not to be the scene of the crime. Because Yen works as a prostitute, people associated with her are not willing to cooperate with the police. When the case makes no progress, a police officer proposes a new investigation idea. According to testimony from people around, Yen always wore a pair of gold earrings and necklaces. Now that she has been killed, will the perpetrator sell these precious jewelry for money? After carefully studying the designs of the two pieces of jewelry, the police investigated around the Chengdu area and found clues in a gold shop in Wenjiang. The store owner said he bought a pair of earrings and necklaces of the same style at the end of May. Thinking that the suspect was likely to also sell Yen's cell phone, the police continued to ask each store, receiving information that a man had come to the cell phone repair shop to unlock the phone. Same voice as Yen. The shop owner did not pay attention to this person's appearance, but remembered that he drove a 3-wheeled motorbike. A series of phone numbers were printed on the back of the car. The shop owner only remembered the last 3 numbers, which were 540. After 7 days of continuous searching, the police discovered a 3-wheeled motorbike as described by the shop owner at a farm. The car owner is a local farmer. Police found Yen's cell phone on him. However, he said this phone was bought from the owner of an electromechanical repair shop named Duong Van Quan. Through investigation, Quan's residence was near Yen's work location. On July 24, 2014, the police searched Quan's house and found bloodstains hidden behind the toilet drainpipe. After testing, this bloodstain belonged to Yen. Faced with evidence, Quan confessed to the crime. According to testimony, on the evening of May 21, 2014, Quan took Yen home from a prostitution venue to have sex. The two had a dispute over money for sex. Previously, both sides agreed to pay 200 yuan. But after finishing work, Yen asked for more money for late-night meals. The argument quickly turned into a fight. Quan said he accidentally beat the victim to death. Afraid of exposing his crime, Quan dismembered the body and threw it into the river to destroy the body. After drifting hundreds of kilometers down the river, a victim's foot was found in Yibin, helping the police expose the crime and bring the perpetrator as far away as Chengdu to justice. January 18, 2016, the court sentenced Quan to death for intentional murder, postponing the sentence for 2 years.